Good afternoon. I'm Deborah Wynn Smith. I'm the president of the Council on Competitiveness. It's my great honor and privilege to introduce one of America's tremendous leaders, Senator Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader, who you all know is a tremendous advocate of innovation, science and technology, and the economic policies to make our nation prosperous and secure. Senator, we're delighted that you could join us because we know how busy your schedule is today to share your views on competitiveness and innovation. And we look forward very much to working with you to advance the Endless Frontier legislation you've co-sponsored with Senator Young, and also to share with you the very exciting recommendations in the Council's new report we released today, Competing in the Next Economy, the New Age of Innovation.
So thanks, Deborah, and I want to thank everyone on the Council board. We all know what a challenging year this has been. Economic recession, long road ahead to lift our country back out of prosperity, one of the worst health crises that we have had. The multi-trillion-dollar question is this: how can the private sector, academia, and the federal government work together to rebuild our country from this crisis stronger and more competitive than ever? And more than anything else in recent memory, this pandemic and the race to a vaccine has demonstrated how important science and technology are to helping the United States navigate the unpredictability in this new world in which we live. The crisis has shown just how vulnerable we are, how much ground we have to make up if we want to remain the global economic and technological powerhouse in the 21st century. Now, I'm optimistic about the future because very soon Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will take the oath of office. Congress and a new administration will have an enormous and unparalleled task, not just defeating the pandemic by delivering the vaccine safely, quickly, effectively, and fairly, but also rebuilding a modern, prosperous economy for all Americans. But to do that, we're going to have to focus on a lot of things: a robust infrastructure investment, green energy, green jobs, education, immigration, inequality. But there's one more thing that cannot be forgotten. The federal government must get serious about investing heavily in science and technology, which have been the wellspring of American global leadership since the end of World War II. If you look at some of our greatest industries where we dominate the world, tech and NSF and DARPA investments paved the way there. Pharmaceuticals, NIH investments paved the way there, and you get paid back over and over again by many good paying jobs and net revenues. So I am intent on continuing that kind of tradition, and I'm intent on pushing the Endless Frontier Act. It's a bill I introduced last year. My staff wrote it. We have Todd Young, a leading Republican, to join us. So it is a bipartisan bill. And we also have a Democratic and House Republican sponsor because we want to keep this bipartisan. The proposal recommits the federal government towards long-term scientific research and technological innovation. It invests $100 billion to the National Science Foundation over the next 5 years. And it will promote fundamental research and development in critical areas: AI, quantum computing, advanced energy technology, cybersecurity, biotechnology, and more. The funding will support our universities and our labs by funding both research and new scholarships, graduate fellowships, postdoctoral support to prepare the next generation of scientists and innovators. It will support our cities and businesses by providing $10 billion to help grow new tech hubs. So the idea of tech investment has much broader support than it has now. And it'll turn federally funded research into new companies and new industries in these areas which need help. And the funding is also going to support workers by creating manufacturing jobs, empowering workers to support new industries and technologies. And it will invest in long overlooked parts of the country. I want students and workers to be at the heart of building these new industries. The investments are going to provide seed corn for the future. Now, as you all know, I've been an ardent supporter of funding for the sciences. I've secured massive investments in the last few budgets in NIH, NSF, NIST, and Department of Energy, but we've got to do a whole lot more. And the Endless Frontier Act is a way to solidify America's technological prominence in this century, and to show those who want to invest in science that there's going to be money not just this year, but continued money down the road. The coronavirus has been just one of many examples exposing how underinvestment in science and tech caught us flat-footed. It's a warning that if we don't make progress to keep up a rapidly changing world with a rapidly changing world and focus on advances in technology like AI, like quantum computing, new energy, semiconductors, other countries, particularly China, will overtake us. They are investing far more heavily than we are. Person for person, I take America every day. But if they keep investing so many more billions of dollars than us, they will eventually overtake us. Whichever country wins the race in these technologies, make for sure, will be the country that sets the boundaries for how these new technologies play out in our lives. They will be the superpower, economic and else, of the future. So we have a tremendous opportunity to continue being that superpower if we act now. I tried to get President Trump interested in this to no avail. And many of the people on his hard right, they don't want to spend money on anything. But these kinds of investments pay off and do have broad bipartisan support. And the good news, President-elect Biden, has already committed to a surge of $300 billion in new federal research funding. The Endless Frontier Act could be the bipartisan centerpiece of this. But we need all the help we can get to get everyone to focus on this legislation and get it through the Senate, get it through the House. It's going to take a chorus of voices to speak up in support of this bill and get it over the finish line. So I want to thank you, the Council on Competitiveness. You've championed the legislation. You've advanced the national conversation in science investment and technology investment. And I want to tell you, as we enter the new year, I'm going to do everything I can to fight for investments that keep the country competitive, keep our researchers innovative, keep us prepared for the challenges of the 21st century. I look forward to continue working with you till the Frontier Act is passed and signed into law by the President. We will fight for many other pieces of legislation that complement it as well. So stay healthy, have a great holiday season, Happy New Year, and I look forward in the new year working closely with you to accomplish our goals.